You're also finishing with the same tempo, na? I mean, what we are discussing here, you are revising, right? Okay, okay, good. హైమవతి నువ్వు కూడా రివైజ్ చేస్తున్నావా? మంచిగానే అవుతుందా? ఓకే ఓకే. ఉంటా. హలో, 10K కదా, కొంచెం త్వరగా. వీళ్ళు రాలేదు కదా వాళ్ళ కోసం. అవునా, ఎంతమంది? ఓకే ఓకే. So yesterday we have completed up to revolutionary. INC is also done. Mass nationalism. Okay. Okay, so we will start the question and answer session once everyone comes. So for 5 minutes. Before that, I'll just write it here what we are going to. మీ దగ్గర ఉంటే విండి. So while revising, are you feeling that these facts are very hectic? At least now somewhat okay, na? Okay. So today we'll be going to discuss So, role of Gandhiji, how it started and all, the movements inside, and then non-cooperation or Khilafat movement. Swaraj Party, Simon Commission, civil disobedience movement, and roundtable conferences. So these are there for today. Okay, when just to give the roadmap, because only if we know what we are going to discuss, we can have the patience up to, you know, okay, till this gets completed. We have to. Okay. Okay, I'll ask few questions from yesterday's. New India is a paper of nice. So Ramosi Peasant Force, and at in which region it took place? So who is related to Alipur conspiracy case? Huh. Okay. Indian League. Indian League by Sisir Kumar Ghosh. Hmm. The Indian sociologist. Ah, Shyamji Krishna Verma. Nice. So, which group contacted Germany and suggested for Zimmermann plan? Right. Okay. So, who was the INC president when Surat split took place? Yes. And Lucknow merger with Majumdar. Ah, right. 16. Okay. And who was the INC president when India declared self-rule as its goal? Swaraj. Dadabhai Naroji. Yeah. Gokhale was in 1905. That was boycott resolution. Swadeshi Swaraj. Okay, okay, okay. Swaraj. Uh, yes. Dawn newspaper belongs to Satish Chandra. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Okay. So, can you name three people who had exposed the economic exploitation of British? Right. And who propagated for cultural nationalism? Mitra. Nice, nice. Good. So, who made a murder attempt on Hardinge? Okay. Sandhya and Yugantar. What are these? Magazines. The revolutionary magazines. Good. Hmm. Madam Bikaji Kama, where was she operating from? And what was her Bande Mataram? Hmm. Okay. Kumagata Maru incident is related to which? Vancouver. Good. So United India House was operating from Seattle. Swadesh Sevak Home from right. Uh, Virendranath Chattopadhyay was of Berlin Committee. Right. And any important leaders of Gadar Party? Hmm. Sohan Singh Barkatullah. Good. Okay. Who made a murder attempt on Fuller? Yugantar group. Group. Okay. That is fine. Okay. All are done. Okay. So who gave up his knighthood? Okay, before the question only you know this. When Annie Besant was arrested. Right. So a home rule league was in which year? 1916. 16. During the war years. So when vacuum was there. Right. So what was August Declaration of 1917 about? The responsible government. Montague's. 17. Okay. Okay, some mispronunciation. So 1917. So, right. So, who was the INC president for most number of times? ROG. And first European president? George Yule. So, there were totally up to independence from 1885 to 1947. How many women have headed the Congress? Three. Okay, one more person you might not be knowing. So, one is Annie Besant, Sarojini Naidu. So, there is another person. Kadambini Ganguly, she was the first woman to address the good. So there is one more person called Nelly Sengupta. Okay. So Bengali. So these were the only three women to head the INC. Okay, can you name some Western philosophers who has inspired Indian freedom movement? Rousseau, Voltaire. Oh, nice. Right. Okay. So in Lucknow Pact, what happened? Both of them got united. Okay. So in which areas Tilak's Home Rule League was operating? Mm. Everything you have studied. In which year partition of Bengal was stopped? 11. Okay, I think you're done with everything. Safety wall. Chalo. So these are the topics for day. First, we will be discussing. Now you must be knowing that this year 1915 is very important. Okay, precisely January 9th, 1915, where Gandhi had arrived at India. So immediately when Gandhi arrived, there were some local movements, local activities that he has taken up. They are Champaran Satyagraha, Ahmedabad Mill Strike, and Kheda Satyagraha. Not Bardoli, right? Kheda Satyagraha. And then there were two national level movements, which is Rowlatt Satyagraha and Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Okay. This we will be discussing. And then these two. Swaraj Party. Okay, actually what happened is that Gandhi came to India and was involved in these activities. See, these were the immediate instant activities that promoted him to take up these issues. But then on the other hand, national movement should be kept on going now. So that is the reason these are taken up. Now in this movement, what happened is Gandhi was arrested. Okay, Gandhi was arrested. So that is the reason uh, there were some kind of split within the Congress, like extremists and moderates once again. So these were Swarajists, okay, and non-Swarajists. We will see about them. And then what happened is in 1919, in the 1919 Act, the Charter Act was telling that it would appoint a commission to look if India is ready for the necessity of a constitution. We do not have any constitution. So in that, the last point of 1919 Act is that we will appoint a committee. So that committee is Simon Commission. Okay, this we would be discussing. And after that, CDM, Civil Disobedience Movement, and Roundtable Conference, which are again a part of the national movement that will be continued. Okay, so let us begin for today. Done. So once again, I want to assert this point that Indian nationalism, that all the kind of stories related to Gandhiji or supporters and opponents both are there. So we are not bothered about any such kind of what to say extra syllabus related things. That is for the movies, politics, for everything. But here we will be looking only at the actual facts and all these things. So we are not going to discuss anything other than the syllabus. Got it, na? And you also should be ready for that, because see, these days Gandhi was in jail for how many years totally? He was in jail for 7 years. Okay, so Nehru was in jail for 9 years. Patel was in jail for 6 years. So these kind of sacrifices were done by them. But unfortunately, they have become a matter of politics now. So we are not bothered about these things. So strictly for the examination, what the movement is about, national movement about, we would be talking. Right, let us start. Okay, I have told that immediately after Gandhi had come to India, which is January 9th, 1915. Today we celebrate that as Pravasi Bharati Divas. Okay, recently also it is celebrated. Every year we celebrate to, celebrate the diaspora of India. Okay, how many diaspora, what is the strength of Indian diaspora? We have the largest diaspora, which is around 18 million. Okay, to celebrate all these things, we are celebrating this thing. Now, you must be knowing that Gandhiji story from childhood, all these things. He was an activist in the South Africa itself. So what there also he has went to jail and lot of activities are done. We are not bothered about it. Here only Indian national movement, Gandhi's contribution. Okay, as part of that we will be seeing. I told now. First is Champaran, Ahmedabad, and Kheda, and Rowlett, Jallianwala Bagh. Okay, so we are starting now. First, Champaran Satyagraha. So Champaran is a village in Bihar. So what happened is that in Champaran, a system called Teen Katya system was prevalent, which means Teen Katya is 3/20th land should be allocated to grow indigo, forcible cultivation of indigo. So we have already seen how indigo is being forced on Indians to cultivate with the loans and all that. We have indigo revolts and all we have studied, right? Devi Chaudrani, all these things. Now again in 1917, this is okay. In 1917, in Champaran district of Bihar, the British were forcing indigo cultivation in 3 by 20th of land, which is Teen Katya system. Okay. Because of that, farmers were facing many issues, and then one local leader by name Rajiv Shukla. So he had contacted Gandhiji and asked Gandhiji to come to Champaran and then resolve the issue. Gandhi has decided to come, and the British had kept some barriers, but defying that, he came to Champaran, and then he started for the first time Satyagraha. Okay, civil disobedience. First time civil disobedience. So civil disobedience was the tool for the first time implemented in India by Gandhiji in Champaran movement. So see you can remember. Okay. Now what is the result? When Gandhi intervened, British had appointed a committee to look into the issue. Okay, and finally somehow the issue got resolved. After few years, the plantation, the Britishers who were forcing the Indians to cultivate the indigo left this place. So this was mostly a successful event. Okay, so this you have to remember. So once again, Champaran civil disobedience movement in Bihar, and who is the person you need to remember? This is Rajiv Shukla, and Teen Katya system is the bone of contention there. Okay, this is one thing. Right. Now the second one is Ahmedabad mill strike. So this is in 1918. Okay. Actually, why the Ahmedabad mill strike was started is, in this Ahmedabad textile mill region, a plague was, once again I'll have water. Okay. So the reason for Ahmedabad textile mill issue was that actually there was a plague in the region. When plague attacks, the workers are given bonus. So the company was telling that, the mill was telling that it will give only 20% hike in the wages. But then workers were asking for 50% hike. Okay, Gandhi intervened. Okay, and for the first time hunger strike was followed as the method of protest. For the first time hunger strike was followed, and here also one person was helping Gandhiji in this cause, Anasuya Ben. Okay, so she was the one who was helping Gandhiji in this. And what is the result of this is that Gandhiji has negotiated between the workers and the management, and then he has settled the bonus to be hiked for 35%. Okay, so this is also one of the successful movement. Got it? Right. Now Keda Satyagraha. So Keda Satyagraha. So Keda Satyagraha took place in Gujarat. So what is the issue here is that usually when the yield of the agriculture produce is less than the normal, then there is a thing called revenue code. See, we have code of conduct in ethics also, na? A revenue code is there in Kheda of Gujarat, which says that if your produce is less than this amount, then there is a remission. so you can pay less amount of tax. But then really there is a less produce to the farmers. Now they are facing issue, but the government is not accepting this. No, no, you have to pay the full tax. So as a result, the revenue code is not implemented here. So Gandhiji once again came here, and for the first time here, civil disobedience is over, hunger strike is over, and he followed the Satyagraha as a tool. Okay? And then here also, one person was helping, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay? Okay, so this was also one of the successful one. Here also, with time, the management has told that only whatever is possible, just pay that amount. You need not pay what how much we are demanding. So this is also a successful movement. Okay, so these three are the local movements. Okay, now we should be talking about the Indian movements. Okay, I want to tell you one more thing, that see, with the coming of Gandhi into the national movement, there are some very, very new techniques followed. Firstly, the thing is that till now, did you see any all India level mass movement? No, for the first time you will see here, even this Rowlatt Satyagraha has a very special importance, that this is the first movement which had an all India character. See, Swadeshi movement you have studied. There were some local leaders who has taken it to the grassroots, but how far that is successful is not known. Okay, they tried it, but this is the one where Gandhiji had been providing this all India nature to the national movement. And second thing is that, did you ever see previously most successful methods, like how many of the revolts were successful previously to these things? Very hardly less. But this guy has devised these kind of civil disobedience, hunger strike, what to do, where he was knowing. So because of these things, the British also came to the negotiating terms. Now the force, they cannot use brutal force on Indians. Okay, so this was the nature and difference in the national movement that was brought in by Mahatma Gandhi. So this you have to just remember analytically. Okay, so now second thing is that Rowlatt Satyagraha we are going to see. Okay, okay, Rowlatt is the name of a person. He has devised a bill called Rowlatt Act, which is against the fundamental rights. I mean, any fundamental rights, by which you can be arrested anytime, you can be kept in jail without informing anyone, and then you will not have the right to have a lawyer also, and then you will not have any self defense mechanism, and then you can be kept to jail at any amount of time, any period of time you can be kept in jail. So these were the rules which were during the World War I. They have made some rules called Defense Rules 1915. Okay, because see, during the war period, already the government is fighting the foreigners, and if inside also some disturbances come, that is not good. So that is the reason, to curb the disturbances at that period of time, they have brought this war rules. But now the war is over. So what is the need to extend this? Not only extend this, they are in fact aggravating this, accelerating this, okay, in the form of Rowlatt Act. Okay, so this is one important event. Now this is you have to know that this is the first one where Gandhi had taken up at the all India level, and every nook and corner of the country had participated in the Rowlatt Satyagraha. Okay, so this is what important it is. Other than that, nothing. Also, it was also very violent in nature. Army had to be called in to deal with it. Right. So the second one is Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So Jallianwala Bagh is a place in Punjab. So what the reason is, actually there are two leaders, Satyapal and Saifuddin Kichlu. They were lawyers, and they were protesting against this Rowlatt Act and many other issues, and then British had arrested them. Now the local people, on the day of Baisakhi, which is the festival, April 13th, on that day they gathered at a ground, and then they were protesting against the arrest of Saifuddin Kichlu and Satyapal. Now, what the government did is that they ordered General O'Dwyer to deal with the situation. He had come there and then opened fire, in which nearly 379 or so people were died. So this is the information. This has become so violent that it also took an all India character, where every part of the country had reacted to it. So because of this, two events happened. Gandhi had given up his knighthood, and then Rabindranath Tagore, no, Gandhi had given up his Kaisar-e-Hind title, and Rabindranath Tagore had given up his knighthood title because to show their protest against the inhuman activity. So this is the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So it happened in Punjab. The reason is arrest of the leaders. They were protesting on that day. So the day is also important, April 13th. Okay. So this is what is Jallianwala Bagh massacre. 379 people were died. So you know that this Udham Singh was the person who later on took the revenge by killing one of these uh, dyers. A movie is also there, no? Who is the lead role in that? Vicky Kaushal. Okay, okay. Right. So this is there. Now, to inquire into the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, no, the government of that time had appointed Hunter Commission. Hunter Commission just came, and then when the Hunter Commission was working only, they brought some bills called indemnity bill, whitewash bill, just to protect their officers. And this Hunter Commission also was so inhuman that it has declared that what Dyer has done is just part of his duty, so he need not, that is what is required at that point of time, and he has done nothing wrong. So these were the events happening at that time. So now both uh, Rowlatt Satyagraha and Jallianwala Bagh massacre are done. So that's it. So we will underline few things now. First, emergence of Gandhi mein, making of Gandhi and his activities in South Africa are there. Na? Just avoid that. For us, they will not be asking. Gandhi in India is where we are starting. So first line 1915, underline that. And first, Champaran Satyagraha, first civil disobedience. There in the first line only, Rajkumar Shukla is there, na? Okay. Teen Katya system also please underline. And result also, you know, a committee was appointed. Now, Ahmedabad mill strike also. Plague bonus is the issue there. And you can highlight this Anusuya Sarabai or Anusuya Ben. Kheda Satyagraha, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and revenue code. You have to highlight this revenue code violation. And the person is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay. And Rowlatt Satyagraha, in that Defense of India Rules 1915 there. So just go through that. Nothing much is there in Rowlatt Satyagraha. The only thing is that first Indian all Indian movement which Gandhi had headed. That's it. So Jallianwala Bagh massacre also. Saifuddin Kichlu and Satyapal. General O'Dwyer. 379. So actually at this point of time, this Bhagat Singh was going to this place where this massacre took place, and he has taken these things too much deep into his mind, and later on that has shaped him to be the revolutionary. Okay. So there only in Jallianwala Bagh massacre only the entire nation was stunned. One paragraph is there, Rabindranath Tagore renounced his knighthood in protest, and Gandhi gave his Kaisari Hind. That's it. And then Udham Singh also, please highlight, na. And Hunter Committee, you need not remember any of the things. Just you must know that this is a committee to inquire into this Jallianwala Bagh massacre. And Congress view. So Congress formed its own committee. Just write there, na, its own committee, but it was a non-formal one. Okay, non-cooperation movement. So first I'll give a little brief, then we will highlight the things. Okay. So now as part of the national movement, non-cooperation movement should be launched. Okay, but it has some background. Let us know that. See, before non-cooperation movement only, Khilafat movement has started. Okay, Khilafat movement. So what is Khilafat movement is? Actually during the World War, you know that on the other side, Turkey was there. Turkey, Germany, these countries, and other side, Britain, French, US, USSR, all these things. So after the war, Turkey was defeated along with Germany. There was a treaty called Treaty of Sevres. In this Treaty of Sevres, the defeated powers were humiliated. Okay. Now, Turkey is a very, now Indian Muslims could not tolerate this thing and then formed the Khilafat movement. Okay, to oppose the inhuman treatment to the Turkey in this Treaty of Sevres. Okay, at this point of time, Gandhi had seen an opportunity to build the unity between Muslims and Hindus already since Swadeshi movement. Because of divide and rule policies and separate electorates, there was a division. Now, this Khilafat movement became an opportunity to bridge the unity. So at the same time, without waiting much, he has started the non-cooperation movement. So by now, see, already Gandhi is a proven leader in South Africa, and here most of the leaders have become old or died or inactive. Now he was the major leader. Congress has given entirely responsibility to Gandhi, like it is your discretion to take the national movement. So he has launched the non-cooperation movement along with the Khilafat. So in Khilafat also he was very active. For example, in the All India Khilafat Committee meeting at Delhi, he was only the president also. Okay, he was supporting the Muslim cause, and also the Hindus. So for the national movement, he was launching the non-cooperation movement. Now what happened is that, so non-cooperation resolution was passed in Nagpur session, NN, in Nagpur session under the presidency of Veera Raghavacharya. Okay, in the non-cooperation movement, now he has taken this non-cooperation movement to all India level. The spread you must watch keenly. For example, In Bihar, Bihar Vidyapit has come. In Gujarat, Gujarat Vidyapit has come. So this means now non-cooperation movement involves non-cooperating with the British in any activity and resorting to against Swadeshi means. Okay, be it in the schools, for example, in the Assam, plantation workers are not cooperating. They rose under a leader called J.M. Sen Gupta. Okay, in Bengal also they were not cooperating. The workers were in strike. In UP, there is a movement called Eka movement. The peasants were not cooperating. Okay, again in Maharashtra, something called Tilak Fund was started, and they collected almost 1 crore in crowdfunding, okay, to this Tilak Fund. So this way, this non-cooperation movement was having an all India presence. Okay, at different places, different activities of non-cooperation were taking place. Okay, that way the non-cooperation movement had started, and then it started spreading like wildfire all over the country. Now suddenly what happened is that on February 5th, 1922, in a small village in Uttar Pradesh called Chauri Chaura. So Chauri Chaura mein, what happened is that some people, they were also as part of non-cooperation movement staging a protest, especially against alcohol prohibition. They went to a police station and then were protesting. The police instigated them. They had beaten these protesters. Now these protesters, what they did is that they have locked all these police people in a cell and then burned them. Okay, and 22 police people were died in that incident. So Gandhiji had thought that, see, already it is like 1920 only it is launched, and 2 years it has been. Okay, and it already the movement is little losing its weight, and then British also is using its own tactic policies, and now this incident has sparked a thing that see, we cannot continue a movement which is not in our hands, it is going out of hands. Okay, people are not about, see, this Gandhi also will be on strict terms, like he is against violence and all. So that is the reason, like, this is becoming extremist, and for which I would not be supporting this thing. So he has withdrawn the non-cooperation movement. So there were a lot of people who were saying that okay, that is a small village somewhere in Uttar Pradesh, and why the all India national movement which is going on very properly, it has to be withdrawn. So there are lot of debates in this, and because of this only, again a second movement of revolutionaries had started, so who were not agreeing with Gandhi on the mode of nationalism, protest movement that has to be continued. Okay, so this is about the non-cooperation movement. So in a nutshell, if we have to say, firstly, the Khilafat movement has started because it has its root in Treaty of Sevres. Okay, Turkey is being considered very prosperous by all the Muslims, and they have started the Khilafat committee. Okay, so Gandhiji has tried to make a bond between this Khilafat and national movement, and then launch the non-cooperation movement. At Nagpur session, it was resolved. Okay, and then it had spread it to all India level. At different places, different forms of spreading we have seen, and finally it has come to an end with the Chauri Chora incident. Okay, this is clear now. So we'll highlight some of the things. First, in non-cooperation and Khilafat movement, so there is heading called Khilafat issue, na? Khilafat issue. So in that, whatever the story I have told, that is there. You can just write beside now or later. So in the next side heading, we have development of Khilafat non-cooperation program. In that, you have to highlight two things. One is All India Khilafat Conference held in Delhi in 1919. And in the last but third line, Gandhi was the president of that. Got it? Okay, Congress stand is there na? In Congress stand in the middle pages, you can see this thing. Tilak was opposed to having an alliance with Muslim leaders over a religious issue. Did you see? Tilak was having, but then later on it was resolved. Muslim League support to Congress, full support is there. You can underline that word, full support from Muslim League also. So non-cooperation Khilafat movement is the next heading. In that, August 1990 is in bold letters. There you can underline the Treaty of Sevres. In besides September 1920 also there is something called at a special session in Calcutta, Congress approved a non-cooperation movement. Special session in Calcutta you can underline, but the actual session next it is there. December 1920. Did you see that? December 1920, small side heading. There at Nagpur session of Indian National Congress. Okay, so there this guy's name is not given. Veera Raghavacharya. If you want, you can write Veera Raghavachari. Okay, and later on, in after two paragraphs, Indian National Liberation Front is there, na? Indian National Liberation Front. Surendranath Banerjee founded the Indian National Liberation Federation, Liberal Federation. So yesterday also we have seen na Surendranath Banerjee's associations, Indian National Association. Along with him, someone Anand Mohan Bose. Good. So Indian National Liberal Federation also you have to underline. Okay. So spread of movement. In this spread of movement, you can underline that 800 national schools and colleges were opened. Also, there in the bold letters it is given a national college, Jamia Millia at Aligarh, Kashi Vidyapit, Gujarat Vidyapit, Bihar Vidyapit, all these things. Did you see? So in the Swadeshi movement, we have seen similar one, National Council of Education. So that, yeah, so that was just a council, but then here lot of universities, okay, kind of board, some official one, which is not actually in the ground, but these are actual institutions, okay. Uh, okay, next paragraph was also important. Many lawyers gave up their profession. Motilal Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru, CR Das, all that, if you want, you can remember. Just Nehru was there. After that, foreign cloth was burned publicly. That is okay, good. Next line, Tilak Swaraj Fund, 1 crore was collected. Congress Volunteer Corps emerged. So that is normal thing. In the new books, there is something called Pullari Satyagraha or Palnadu Forest Satyagraha. In old books, it is not there. If you want, you can add it. In Andhra, Palnadu Forest Satyagraha. So moving forward, you have in Assam, plantation workers under James N. Gupta, you can see. Okay, two things I forgot to say at this point of time in during this non-cooperation movement only. So in Kerala, Mopla revolt, the second Mopla revolt I told na previously. So Mopla revolt was also happening at this time only, and also Akali movement also at this time only. 1921 na Akali movement. Yeah, so you can underline that also. Eka movement, Awadh Kisan movement. Eka movement, Mapla, Sikh agitation, removal of Mahants. That's it. Ah, yeah, All India Kisan under Shraddhanand. Yes, All India Kisan Sabha. So we have actually this thing now. After we get independence, we are looking into survey of British policies. In all that policies, we have chapter on this also. So only dedicated to peasant movements we have that. So there we will read that. Only dedicated to labor, only dedicated to education. All these things are there. So it will take one day for these things only. We'll do that at that time. Okay. So, okay, one more thing you have to remember is that who was the viceroy during non-cooperation movement is here reading, reading, Lord Reading. You can see here response of the British government is there, na? Like peasants, students, women, Hindu, Muslim university unity. After that, response of the British government. There is a heading. There talks between Gandhi and Reading broke down. So, who was the viceroy during non-cooperation movement is Reading, right? Okay. Last phase of the movement may there is one session Ahmedabad session, but you need not remember. Leave it. Chori Chora incident. So the date is also important. Feb 5th, 1922. Okay. So the incident I have explained to you. You can go through it. At the end, there is in the last paragraph. In March 1922, Gandhi was arrested and sentenced to 6 years in jail. Okay, you have to know that he was jailed. Okay, why Gandhi withdrew the movement? Na? One point, please listen. Actually, for the national movement, okay, Chauri Chora incident happened. But why, how this Khilafat movement got subsided is that after the World War I, after this Khilafat Khalifa was taken off in this Treaty of Severs and all, actually in Turkey, Turkey got too much modernized. So it became like a kind of renaissance happened in Turkey under a new leader called Mustafa Kemal Pasha. So Mustafa Kemal Pasha came as the new leader, and now all the conventional things were taken off. Now only started, themselves started looking at Turkey as a modernized one. They are free now, so there is no issue of this Khalifa again, Khilafat. Nothing is there. So that only got subsided because there only the issue got resolved in Turkey. So here these people have no reason to worry about again. Okay, so this is how the Khilafat and you can see now why Gandhi withdrew the movement in the last sentence. In November 1922, the people of Turkey rose under Mustafa Kemal Pasha and deprived the Sultan of political power. So a renaissance took place in Turkey itself, and then here nothing much would be there. That's it. So that is over. Right. Okay. Okay. So we are moving to the next chapter, emergence of Swaraj's socialist ideas, revolutionary activities. Okay, so just a briefing for 5 minutes. So now what happened is that all of us have seen Gandhi was arrested. So like a children, students, when teacher is not there, they'll keep on quarreling and having issues, right? So Gandhi was not there. So immediately within the Congress also they started like how to continue the struggle next. So some people were telling that actually a very bone of contention, the most disputing issue now is that, see, we have boycotted everything in the non-cooperation movement. Now some people were telling, okay, let us boycott everything, but not the councils. I mean, we have to enter the legislatures we have to enter, then we can voice our, at least we can convey to them, like we are suffering. If we don't go into the legislatures and if we boycott that, how will we convey our, sufferings? Now there is other group, they are telling that even if we convey, we have been conveying since 1885 and all, who is listening? So there if we go also, we don't have right to speak, we don't have right to vote. What is going on? Elections are not there, and simply it is a dummy one, we need not go there. Instead what we will do is that we will go into the grassroots, okay, into the grassroots, and then empower the people. Okay, we will go into the villages, we will politically educate them, we will expose the British atrocities in each and every aspect, like economy, society, everywhere, and then make the masses ready for the revolt. Then we can get the independence. So both of them are right in their own way. So these people now got separated into two groups, right? No changes and pro changers. So these people want change. So these are called Swarajists. Okay, no changes. Okay, here this was the heading, na? Right, Congress Party. Okay, under the Congress, there were two groups, no changes or constructivists, because they want to do constructive work in the ground level. Okay, here we have leaders like C.R. Das, C.R. Das, actually C.R. Das, okay, I'll tell you. So there is one guy called Ajmal Khan and Vittal Bai, they are there, we will see. Okay, Motilal Nehru also. Okay, okay, we will underline it in the book, you need not write. Okay, so basically you have to know that on the issue of entry into or boycott of the legislatures, the Congress, within the Congress, see, these people didn't move out of Congress, okay, they were in the Congress only. Now where they got divided, separated is Gaya session, okay, Gaya session of Congress headed by C.R. Das only. Okay, they got split into no changes and pro changes. Okay, now what happened is Gandhi initially did not accept for this Swarajis, but later on immediately he thought that okay, let us continue every form of struggle, and then silently supported it. What happened is that they, in the name of Congress only, this Swarajis party with president as C.R. Das had decided to contest election. They formed a manifesto also, and then they contested elections and then won nearly 40 seats of the 140 seats. Okay, it was a decent victory only. Now they entered into the legislatures. Okay, after entering the legislatures, what happened is that again between themselves also they got differences. Here these people were divided again into responsivists and non-responsivists, which means responsivists are the ones who are somewhat Hindu nationalists. So these Hindu nationalists in the legislatures want to argue and fight only for the Hindus. Okay, there are some other people who are advocating that no, we should fight for all Indians together. Okay, on this question within the Swarajis also they decided that they split into responsivists Madan Mohan Malviya and Lala Lajpat Rai are the important leaders. Okay, so these two leaders are branded themselves as responsivists and started propagating the so-called Hindu interests. Okay, these people, especially here, you can remember Motilal Nehru. So Motilal Nehru, father of Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, so Motilal Nehru was supporting this non-responsivist trend. Okay, so this is how it all started, and then later on what happened is that he slowly with these tactics in the by some time they lost popularity, and then finally by this time what these constructivists were doing is that they went to villages, they established sibirams, a lot of campaigns, ashrams, and they were doing lot of social work in the ground. Each and every we will see the leaders involved in this, and they were doing the constructive work. Then these Swarajis who are within the Congress only realized that this work is not going to, this legislature wala thing is not going to work, and they again merged with the no change, means no changes. This way the Swarajis party journey has ended. That is the thing. So let us underline few things now. Okay, in the first page only, Swarajists and no changers, genesis of Congress Khilafat Swaraj Party में. In the second paragraph, C.R. Das, Motilal Nehru, Ajmal Khan. Okay, I kept, you can use the code MAC or MAD. MAD, M for Motilal Nehru, A for Ajmal Khan, and CAM. Yeah, CAM. Acha, MAD is some word MAD. Okay, CAM. Mean, see, C for scam. Why? Uh, Acha, okay, okay. Good here. Right. Swaraj is C for CR Das, A for Ajmal Khan, M for Motilal Nehru. Cool. These are no change. Swaraj is right. In the next page only, in the first line, you can see, actually in old books, there are other people, Rajgopalchari, Vallabhbhai Patel, Rajendra Prasad, M.A. Ansari. Just immediate next paragraph. Okay, RAVA. Uh-huh. VARR, no? Okay, somehow you remember Rajgopalchari, Rajendra Prasad, Vallabhbhai Patel, Ansari. Any code? Okay, accordingly, you remember RRAV. Okay. So next paragraph, you have this Gaya session. Gaya session. C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru resigned from the presidentship and secretaryship, not the Congress. Okay, they didn't resign from Congress, and announced the formation of Congress Khilafat Swaraj Party. So the name also is like Congress Khilafat Swaraj Party. And C.R. Das was the president and Motilal Nehru was the secretary. Okay, na? So Swarajist argument, you can just see no changes argument, agree to disagree. Swarajist manifesto, just strike it off, not needed. Gandhi's attitude, you can just write beside. Initially he was hesitant, no, later okay. Then the number of seats won by them is not needed. You need not remember. Okay, in the last paragraph, you can see both sides came to an agreement at the Belgaum session of the Congress. Okay, so the same thing like Surat split and Lucknow merger, Gaya split and Belgaum merger kind of thing. You can underline that. Okay, now Swarajist activity in council, so you can write there beside if you want. So three things were the issue, communal issues were one thing, and other thing is that this responsivists were supporting the interest of the landlords against the peasants. Okay, so this is one, you can write there, communal issue and Jamindari issue were two things. In the second paragraph, responsivists were Lala Lajpat Rai, Madan Mohan Malviya and Kelkar. Okay. In the next last paragraph, in 1930, Swarajists finally walked out as a result of Lahore Congress session on Purna Swaraj. This is very important, which we will see much detail. So finally, at Lahore session, Purna Swaraj, anyways, we will see. In the achievements, achievements of this Swaraj party, two things you have to see. In this third point, you can see Vittal Bhai Patel was elected Speaker of the Central Legislative Assembly. So Vittal Bhai Patel, please underline, he was the Speaker at that time. So which means a matter of self-respect for Indians. We are also in the lawmaking process. Fourth one is there. A noteworthy achievement was defeat of Public Safety Bill in 1928. So Public Safety Bill was defeated by these Swarajis. Others you need not remember. Drawbacks also not needed. Next one, constructive work by no changes. Ashrams, just first line, ashrams, national schools and colleges, Hindu Muslim unity, all these things were there. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. CMRR. Okay. Okay. Good one. CM Revant Reddy. Nice here. You can creatively use this one for all the subjects. So it becomes very easy. So once these facts are removed from the books and kept in brain, the analysis part becomes easier. Or else every time you open a book, something will be there. Okay, I am not known to you. That will make us afraid. So this way you just do it. Right. So shall we move on to the next part? Okay. So now, okay, now we know that what is happening around in the national movement. On one side, Gandhi is in jail, and these people are in their own business. Swaraj is Hindu interest, communal, someone is talking about Muslim interest, all these things. So the new generation of nationalists are disgusted with all these things. Here, see, the independence goal is going somewhere now. Instead of that, something else is coming slowly. So these people were disgusted with the ongoing activities. And also in 1917, you must be knowing that Russian Revolution took place. So Russian Revolution took place, and then it had a profound impact on the leaders all over the world. In India also, for example, even Nehru claimed himself as a socialist only. So socialist philosophy began spreading all over the world and in India also. As a result, some of the leaders like M.N. Roy had started Communist Party in India. So in this socialist movement, which is in our book, we will be talking about three things. So Communist Party of India, CPI, and then in Punjab also these socialist ideas came up in the form of Hindustan Socialist Hindus HRA. The socialist word is added later. We will see why. So Punjab is there, and then in Bengal, under a very important person called Surya Sen. Okay. Okay. These three things we will be reading under the socialist aspect now. Okay. So first, let us see something about the Communist Party of India. Okay. In 1920, in Russia, in especially to say Tashkent, now in Uzbekistan. Okay, in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, what happened is that a Comintern, which means like all the world communist leaders had a gathering. There, from India, M.N. Roy also went there. So he started, after the session got over in Tashkent, inspired by that, in 1920 itself, he started the Communist Party of India there. Okay, now after coming to India, in 1925 in Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh, the Communist Party of India took birth. Okay, and M.N. Roy as its president. This you have to remember. So along with this, some other leaders, Mujfar Ahmad, it's irrespective of these are young generation leaders, nationalists who are not bothered much about the caste, religion, and all these things. So from all walks of life, they have joined the Communist Party of India. Okay, so the important activity done by Communist Party of India is Meerut conspiracy case. Okay, Meerut conspiracy case. So we will see just few things about the Communist Party of India. So as part of this, one more thing, some trade unionism also started in India. Okay, so AITUC, all these were formed in 1920 only. Got. So this is the Communist Party of India. Now in Punjab, see, not only in Punjab, so those days, see, Punjab and this Uttar Pradesh, all these are very much near, right? So what happened is that HRA was the political revolutionary organization formed under Chandrasekhar Azad. No, there are three people we will see. So Bismil Ahmad, these people are there. So these were the most revolutionary activity in entire Indian national movement. The most important activity done by them are Kakori conspiracy. Okay, Kakori conspiracy. So what is Kakori conspiracy is, this HRA revolutionaries, they stopped a train and looted the cash from that, and they thought to fund this cash to the national movement. Okay, this is Kakori conspiracy case, and lot of what to say, these revolutionaries were hanged in this case. We will see who are involved. So HRA, what happened is that in after few years, in 1928, they established a meeting in Ferozshah Kotla in Delhi. Okay, in that meeting, they have changed this name of HRA to HSRA. Okay, HSRA. So at this point of time, Bhagat Singh also had joined this organization. Okay, so with Bhagat Singh, you have to know two things he was involved in. One is murder of one important Englishman called Saunders. Okay, Saunders. So killing of Saunders was the for which he was hanged. Killing of Saunders, which is called Lahore conspiracy case. And second thing is that he has threw a bomb in the legislative assembly to convey his disobedience to some bills. These two activities are done by Bhagat Singh. Okay, this is one thing. And then in Bengal, there is one person called Surya Sen, Chittagong Revolutionary Army. So in Chittagong, this Surya Sen had done the revolutionary activities. So we will see now. So under the socialist movement of India, firstly, you will see the emergence of Communist Party of India, under which Meerut conspiracy case is there, and then trade unionism grew, for which we will see Lala Lajpat Rai is the head, first president. Okay, and then the May Day celebrations were held in Madras and all these things we will see here. And then in Punjab, HRA was formed, and under HRA, Kakori conspiracy case was there, and then it turned into HSRA under Chandrasekhar Azad in Delhi, and that time Bhagat Singh has joined. So already Bhagat Singh already was involved in this case. Which case? Saunders murder or Lahore conspiracy case. Okay, and then later on again he threw a bomb on the legislative council, and then that is there. That is what about these revolutionaries. And in Bengal, Surya Sen movement only one we will read. So that's it. So clear na these four things. So we will look at them detailed. So first is spread of Marxist and socialist ideas is the heading, under which you can see Communist Party of India was formed in 1920 in Tashkent. Okay, Tashkent. M.N. Roy, Abani Mukherjee, after attending the second Congress or Comintern. You can see that. After that, there are four personalities. Na? You can underline those personalities. Muzaffar Ahmad, S.A. Danch, and all this. There are four people na, for which you can use the code Munna Shadow. Okay. So Munna Shadow, Mufar Mujfar Ahmad, Nafar Nalini Gupta, Shafar Shaukat Usmani, D for Dance. Why I am telling this thing very particularly is that you can see down 1925 Indian Communist Conference at Kanpur formalized formation of INC, which means 100 years. Recently, in the month of December only, Communist Party of India has celebrated the 100 years, which means very important. So all these things please read in detail. So anything which is 100 years becomes important. So be it for prelims, if not then for mains it may be. Somewhere they would be asking this. Okay. So after that there is something called Meerut conspiracy case. You have to just remember one line. Meerut conspiracy case is related to CBI. That's it. Next, in the peasants agitation, you have one thing. See na, last line mein Bardoli Satyagraha was led by Vallabhbhai Patel. After activism of Indian youth, you have this. Okay, so Bardoli Satyagraha by Vallabhbhai Patel. You will remember na. In the next line, next subheading, growth of trade unionism. All India Trade Union Congress, founded in 1920, Lala Lajpat Rai was its first president, and Diwan Chaman Lal is its general secretary. Okay, so how you remember Lala Lajpat Rai? Trade union. Like how I remember is trade union color is red, na? always red shawls and a lal rang. So Lala Lajpat Rai, trade. So lal means red color in Hindi. Yeah. So in the last line, you can underline this thing. In 1923, first May Day was celebrated in India in Madras. So May Day first in Madras. So some of the caste movements are also inspired by the socialist agenda. Some are mentioned there. You can see means which are continued. They are started previously only. See Justice Party, Self-Respect Movement, Satya Shodak activities, Bhaskar Rao Jadhav, Mahars, Ejevas, Unionist Party in Punjab. All these things you can just see. Not needed. Okay. Next, revolutionary activity during the 1920s. Okay, why attraction of revolutionary activity? You can see that is just a story. Major influences may you have two things to underline. Second point, Russian Revolution in 1917. Please underline major influences. And the fourth point, Atma Shakti, Saradi, and Bijoli. These were the journals. Okay, and fifth point you can see two books have inspired these revolutionaries. They are Bandi Jeevan by Sachin Sanyal and Pattar Dabi by Sharad Chandra Chatterjee. So Bandi Jeevan, Sachindranath Sanyal. So previously also we have seen this Swadesh Bandhab Samiti, na? You remember Ashwini Kumar there. So there also Ashwin was Bandh, we thought, na? Here also Sachin Bandh. Sachin also got retired, na? Such, you can use that code. Bandi Jeevan, Sachindranath Sanyal. And Pattar Dabi by Sharad Chandra Chatterjee. Okay. Next paragraph you can see in Punjab and United Province, Hindustan Republican Army or Association, anything. It was formed in Kanpur, just highlight that, by three people, Ram Prasad Bismil, Jogesh Chandra Chatterjee and Sachindranath Sanyal. The code is Byju's. By for Bismil, Ju Jogesh, S for Sachindranath Sanyal. So Byju's. HRA Byju's. Kakori conspiracy. So Kakori conspiracy is like they stopped the train. Kakori is a village in UP. So they stopped the train and looted the cash. So not the arms, because we will know the arms again at another place. Okay. Right. So inside the Kakori conspiracy, only one thing: they stopped the train and looted the cash. That's it. There are 10 people. How will you remember 10 guys? Not needed. Just see. But in that later on, Chandrasekhar Azad was encountered. Okay, the story is that one of his friend only had backstabbed him. He had given the information to British police, and then they surrounded him and encountered him. Okay, Chandrasekhar Azad. So Chandrasekhar Azad, in the last but one paragraph, was able to escape at the time but killed himself later in the face of encounter with the police in 1931. Okay, that's it. Now HSRA. So this is very important. So I told now in the Hindustan Republic Association in a historic meeting at Firozshah Kotla, now converted to HSRA. Name of HRA was changed to HSRA. Here the new leaders Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, all these people are there. So please underline the last line, adopted socialism as its official goal. So HSRA, social is kept in the party name, that is why their goal is also socialism. Okay, Saunders murder, next one. Okay, so just a second. Actually, what happened is that we have discussed that in Jallianwala Bagh massacre only, Bhagat Singh had seen all the death ka incident and then he was very much infuriated. Now, secondly, what happened is that we will be reading about this Simon Commission. So, when Simon Commission was coming to India, a lot of leaders were protesting. So, there is a leader, Lala Lajpat Rai, who is called Punjab Kesari. He is a very important leader in the Punjab. So this Punjab Kesari or Lala Lajpat Rai, whom we have been studying, now he also participated in the anti-Simon protests, and then police have beaten him severely, and then after few days he has died. And Bhagat Singh has taken this incident too much into his mind, and then he was waiting for the revenge. So as a result, he killed the Saunders. So which we are calling as Lahore conspiracy case. Got it? So for this only he was hanged. So there you have the Saunders murder. So why Saunders murder is because the Saunders had heard the Lala Lajpat Rai who had died. Okay. So this is very important. Bhagat Singh and Shivram Rajguru shot dead Saunders. So that's it. You have to remember. Okay. Next, action against the revolutionaries. No, bomb in the Central Legislative Assembly is there, na? So you have to see this. Actually, there are two bills: Public Safety Bill and Trade Dispute Bill. Okay, so these bills are anti-Indian in nature. Sorry, and now Indians want to oppose it. So what Bhagat Singh did is that, with the help of another person called Barkatullah Dutt, he threw a bomb in legislative assembly where no people are there. So just to show the opposition, not to harm actually. Okay, so they have thrown, but this incident will be taken seriously by the British, right? That's it. Now what you have to remember is here that ki BB, bomb, Bhagat Singh, Barkatullah against bills. Batukeshwar Dutt. So Barkatullah was in where Gadar party. Okay, so Batukeshwar Dutt, BBB, Bhagat Singh, bomb, Batukeshwar Dutt against bills, two bills. Got it? Next, action against the revolutionaries is there, na? Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Rajguru were tried in the Lahore conspiracy case and they were hanged actually. So you have to remember BRS. Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev. So BRS had killed Saunders. There in the next line only you have to underline one guy named Jatin Das. After 3-4 lines, Jatin Das became the first martyr on 63rd day of fast. So he was actually all these revolutionaries were jailed now. In jail, the conditions of these prisoners was very inhuman. So it was too crowded, food was not there, everything. So against this harsh condition, this Jatin Das staged a hunger strike for 63 days, and on 63 days he died also. So Jatin Das was a martyr. So Jatin Das hunger strike in the prison, you have to remember. Okay. Next immediate paragraph, first line. Chandrasekhar Azad was involved in a bid to blow up Viceroy Irwin's train. Just underline that also. Who tried to blow Irving's train is Chandrasekhar Azad. Okay. In the last paragraph, again BRS, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev were hanged on March 23, 1931. Okay, so 1931. Remember the date also, March 23, 1931. Okay. Next, in Bengal region. Okay, so in Bengal region, please underline uh, that thing. Okay, in Bengal at this point of time, what happened is that C.R. Das, a very important leader we have been seeing since quite few times. So C.R. Das was a very prominent leader in Bengal region. Actually, he is the mentor for Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, so for Gandhi we have seen Gokhale. So for Subhash Chandra Bose, C.R. Das. Now actually he has passed away, and after that again in Bengal also these two wings again the same thing we have studied now that time Jugantar and Anshulan. The same way the groups got divided here also within the Congress only. Okay, so this Subhash Chandra Bose belongs to this Jugantar. Okay, just in the first paragraph, last line you see Bengal Congress broke into two factions, J.M. Sengupta and Subhash Chandra Bose Yugantar group. Okay, that's it. So that Charles Taggart you need not remember. Yes. Now come to this Chittagong Armory raid. Okay, so this Surya Sen, actually there is a very good movie also by name Chittagong. You can see this thing. Very good movie. Okay, now we are going to discuss this. Chittagong Armory raid is that, see, Chittagong is presently in which Bangladesh, na? Okay, but at that time it was part of India. Now, Surya Sen was an important leader who had participated in the non-cooperation movement, and then he was imprisoned also, and then he was a young person who was seeing all these things happening around him. Now, he also turned himself with the socialist influence only, turned into a revolutionary. Okay, now the important activity, he has done lot of activities. The important one is the Chittagong Armory raid. So in Chittagong there is a place where the British were storing the weapons. Now these people under Surya Sen, so these people, Indian Republican Army, their wing name is, so Indian Republican Army, they went into this Chittagong and then looted that place and took all the arms from there. So he was actually the important thing here is that you will see for the first time the presence of women revolutionaries. So till now you have not seen like women were there, but then a moderate kind of thing. Here you will see for the first time women revolutionaries like Preeti Lata Vaddedar were there, Suniti and Shanti Chaudhary we will see now. So these women revolutionaries had also participated in this Chittagong Armory raid, and then but the end would be like Surya Sen is hanged to death. So this is the story. So just underline here Surya Sen. Just I have told you the story now. You can read it, but you need to remember IRA, Indian Republican Army. Okay, Indian Republican Army. And in the last line, you can see Surya Sen was arrested in 1933 and hanged in 1934. Okay, in the next paragraph, you can see lot of women revolutionaries highlighted: Preeti Lata Vaddedar, Kalpana Dutt, Shanti Ghosh, Suniti Chaudhary, Beena Das. So actually, na, in 2019 or 18, in the UPSC mains examination, they have asked about this thing, like women revolutionaries, not nationalist moderate, the revolutionary, extreme revolutionary who have sacrificed this kind of thing. So if you don't remember these names, you cannot write there. Okay, so just try to remember. So Shanti, Suniti, Kalpana Dutt, and Preeti Lata Vaddedar. So all these names you have to remember. So official reaction and decline. So just ignore that. Ideological rethinking, ignore that. Okay. In the next ideological rethinking, in the first paragraph only, you can see HRA's main organ revolutionary. Okay, had proposed nationalization of railways, means of transportation, heavy industries, and bridging the steel. You can easily tell, say, socialist ideology is this only, na, nationalization of these things. So, no, just for sake of remembering. After two paragraphs, there is the famous statement of the revolutionary position contained in the book Philosophy of Bomb, written by Bhagwati Charan Vora. Okay, did you underline that? Philosophy of Bomb, Bhagwati Charan Vora. Here also BB, Bomb, Bhagwati Charan Vora. Remember that way. Now, Bhagat Singh was involved in forming two organizations. You can see here Naujawan Bharat Sabha. It is very much highlighted in books. Naujawan Bharat Sabha. And next paragraph, Bhagat and Sukhdev organized Lahore Students Union. So Lahore is in like today's Pakistan. Na? So two things, Naujawan Bharat Sabha and Lahore Students Union was formed by Bhagat Singh. So Bhagat Singh was a Naujawan at the age of I think 23 only he was hanged. Huh? 21, huh? Okay, in 20s only. So you can Naujawan Bharat Sabha. That way you remember. And students also of that age only, na, Lahore Students Union. You can remember. Okay, so redefining the revolution, you need not remember the things again. Okay, now the next chapter, Simon Commission and Nehru Report. It's going smooth only, na? All things, you are all involved, na? Okay. Okay. Right. Simon Commission. Okay. So now what happened is that some incident happened. If you have read the 1919 Act, actually it is there in this book also. Actually, all the charter acts are very well there in the Polity Lakshmikant. So you need not study here because here it is lot messy. But you may ask why it is here, because to provide the links only. So one point is important in this 1919 Act, which is after 10 years, which means in 1919, na, in 1929 per se, after 10 years, we will appoint a committee to see whether India is ready to have a constitution or not. Okay, so that committee was headed by Simon. Okay, so this Simon is an Englishman. Now, other incident is that there is a very arrogant officer Birkenhead. So he was openly challenging Indians that Indians are illiterates, not worthy, they do not have any knowledge. So that is the reason they are ineligible to make their own constitution. That is why we have appointed the Simon Commission. So already through 1919 Act, there is a provision to appoint it, and then this person's views are like this. So because of that, this Simon Commission was established. Now the actual issue is that commission, everyone wants a commission, but the important thing is that in this commission there are no Indians. You are appointing a committee for India, in India, without Indians. This is the actual point. So now how this committee would work on their own terms, it would not hear Indians. So this is the actual issue for Indians. Now how Indians responded is that first they have tried the protest. So Simon go back protest all over India had rocked in every place, Madras, Bombay, United Province, Bengal, everywhere this anti-Simon Commission protest had an all-India presence. Now, not only protest, we have started responding by appointing our own committee, okay, under Motilal Nehru, okay, Motilal Nehru. So under Motilal Nehru also we appointed our own committee, and then this person within 2-3 months only have given a report, which is popularly called Nehru report. Okay, this you have to remember. Now you have to remember the provisions of Simon Commission and Motilal Committee ka report. So Simon Commission recommendations are actually very easy to remember because 1935 Act is there. All the provisions of 1935 Act are actually his recommendations only. So it becomes very easy. So while remembering that, we will see. So some of the important provisions are like this. For example, uh, while Simon Commission was working, the Muslims went and gave their representations, and also the scheduled castes under Ambedkar went and gave their representation to Simon, and because of that only for the first time in 1935 Act we have the SC separate electorates, right? So this is there. So these things have taken place. So Simon Commission report everywhere you need not remember, they are actually 1935 report. This Nehru report ka terms also we will be seeing. Now Muslims also have come up with their own kind of report per se, which we call as Jinnah 14-point formula. Okay, he also, so focusing on the Muslim community, he has also made some constitutional trying. Okay, all these things you have to remember. So that's it. So why Simon Commission is formed is 1919 Act, and why there are no Indians is this Birkenhead is the person. So Birkenhead challenge is related to what? If they ask, you have to say that this is like having an anti-Indian sentiment for not having a constitution this way. Now this Indians responded by two ways. First is anti-Simon Commission protest, and second is Nehru report. And also, if you consider Jinnah also a part of Indian, you can say okay, he is like that is also. But anyways, that is focused on narrow group. Na, we need not remember that much. Done. Okay. So other thing is that you have to remember in this Simon Commission protest, not everyone was involved. So some of them, the Scheduled Caste Federation, was not supporting, and then Unionist Party in Punjab was also not supporting, and then some in Madras also, and then the Hindu Mahasabha is there; they were also not supporting. All that we will see. So the issues. So now you are clear with the Simon Commission, right? Let us go into the book. Okay, before Simon Commission, they have appointed three committees, which we will see here. Various committees, you can see Lee Commission was appointed in 1923. Just right there, Lee Commission is for administrative purpose. Administration. Right now? Organization and general conditions. Administration. Okay. Madhiman committee is there. Next, in old books it will, all these things are in one line, one paragraph only. In new books it is in different paragraph. So Madhiman committee is related to constitution only, to look into the working of constitution. So in the next paragraph, in old book mein same page, you have Linglit Go Commission. It was on agriculture. So how I remembered is Linglit grow agriculture. You can remember that way. Linglit grow agriculture. Right? In the next paragraph, first line only, Secretary of State for India, Lord Birkenhead, had talked of inability of Indians to formulate a constitutional reforms. Okay, so this Birkenhead challenge is very important. Right. Next, appointment of Indian Statutory Commission. In that, you have to remember there are 7 members in Simon Commission. Okay, 7. Simon. Other than that, nothing is there in that. Indian response, you know that protest. Okay. Congress response, there it is there na. Congress session in Madras under the presidency of Ansari. So please remember this. Madras Ansari Simon Commission. MAS, you can say. Madras Ansari Simon Commission. So other groups, you can see some groups, Hindu Mahasabha, Muslim League, Unionist in Punjab, Justice Party did not boycott the commission. So these 4 things you can remember. Okay. Public response, okay, this is not needed. Simon go back, Hattals, all these things are there. So in the new book, this is there. Ambedkar on behalf of third paragraph, on behalf of Bahishkrit Hitkarni Sabha, he submit a memorandum to Simon. You can underline. So in old book, is it there, Kritika? Yeah, okay. Dr. Ambedkar and Simon Commission. I think that only, this box. Is it there? Third paragraph, on behalf of Bahishkrit Hitkarni Sabha. First line only. Okay, if it is not there, you can, now you would remember na, that. Okay. So, 3 organizations that are by Ambedkar, you remember na? Good. Right. So, police repression mein, there is one thing which you have to remember. Lala Lajpat Rai received severe blows on his chest and died later on. Okay. So, martyr in the during the Simon Commission protest is Lala Lajpat Rai. Okay. Right. Next, impact of appointment of Simon Commission, not needed much. Third point you can underline, the challenge of Lord Birkenhead to Indian politicians. Okay. So Simon Commission recommendations are not needed because 1935 Act you will remember for sure. I mean, we will only discuss in coming times. So Nehru report. Okay. So Nehru report, first line only, as an answer to Lord Birkenhead's challenge you have to remember. Under the chairmanship of Motilal Nehru. Please don't get confused with Jawaharlal Nehru. Motilal Nehru it is. Year also please remember 1928. Nehru report. Okay. Main recommendations. Okay. For main recommendations, now you have this code. So Nehru report, how to remember recommendations. So P for, you can see in the 5th point, Parliament. So it said that India should have a parliament with 500 members and their tenure also should be 5 years. Parliament, 5th point. Okay. Last 7th point you can see, full protection to cultural and religious interests of Muslims. Parliament, Muslims. D, first point is dominion status. Okay. Second point, separate electorates was rejected. So when was separate electorates accepted by Congress? 1916. Good. So you that time in the Lucknow merger, that was the agreement, the understanding that we will accept for separate electorates. Now it is removed. Okay. So third point, you can see linguistic provinces. Linguistic provinces. Okay. Rights. Fundamental rights are there, na? Which point? Fourth point, 19 fundamental rights. Okay. Again, last point is there. See, seventh point, religion. Complete dissociation of state from religion. Okay. Okay. And another R is fifth point, first line. You see, responsible government. So actually, the responsible government is already announced by Montague statement, August declaration or statement, 1917. Yes. So there only they have announced, but they are not implementing. So that is why again we have started. So this is Nehru report. Okay. Is it clear? So you can remember that PM Modi is watching this Triple R movie in a Dell laptop. Okay. So PM Dell Triple R. Okay. So this question was already asked. Which of the following are provisions of Nehru report and all? Okay. Good. So see, if you remember quotes like this, now in state examinations, they would literally ask 10 marker or 15 marker on this thing, write about Nehru report and all. So each and every point you will write now. Cool, na? Let's move. So next there is something called Muslim and Hindu communal responses not needed. Delhi proposals of the Muslim League. So just write there only. It is a request to Nehru report. Okay, request to Nehru report. Just that you have to write. Hindu Mahasabha next is there. It just opposed. Right there only Hindu Mahasabha was opposing this thing, na? So not much needed. Amendments proposed by Jinnah is the next one. Not at all needed. Strike off that. Jinnah's 14 points. But you have to just remember the context. So when Jinnah was like this 14-point formula was given by Jinnah like that, you have to remember, okay, during that Nehru report he was giving. So if they ask you that Jinnah's 14 point were focused on gaining independence and unity in India, these kind of things were not there. So if they confuse you, you have to know that okay, this is some negative thing which is focused on the narrow interests of that community. Right? Discard that. Don't remember. So Nehru report found unsatisfactory is the next side heading, where in the last line you can see Nehru and Subhash rejected Congress modified goal and jointly set up independence for Indian League. Okay, so this one is the main issue, dominion status. Okay, so it is already 1928 and lot of harassment is going on at this point of time. What is the use of asking dominion status? We should ask Purna Swaraj. Full independence is the goal now. So they are dissatisfied with this report. So that is why they formed this Independence for India League. Subhash Chandra Bose and Nehru, very important. So together. Okay. Okay, that chapter is also done. Yeah. So this we are going to read that in very Lahore session. You are talking about. They were talking in Madras session. Okay, we will check it out. But it is for sure Lahore session because you will see now in the next chapter only it is there. So whether the context is different or a misprint, we will see after the class. Na? In your book also, kya? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. We will see after the class. Na? Okay. So just 15 minutes. Bear with me. For today, we will be done. Okay. So till now things are clear, na? Okay. So we will move on to the next topic. Civil disobedience movement. So while doing that, it might be somewhat hectic only to remember the facts and to put ourselves in this context. But then it's for you only now. Once it is done, then history will not be an issue. Or else this will be haunting till you settle in life. Always somewhere in the exam these questions would go wrong. So actually, I have seen lot of my friends now after studying for 6-7 years also, still they cannot correlate like who is there in this HRA or Kakori conspiracy, who is involved, this league, association, conference. They keep on getting confused. All these things. So just have a clear view about the things. So this is good only. Actually, we are spending almost 2 to 2.5 hours here, and then you are studying like 2-3 hours only, na? But don't take it so easy because you have to read line by line the national movement part, especially 200 pages are there, na? These pages. So please, facts we are discussing, okay, but then if small things like where Gandhi is arrested, where Gandhi is not arrested, or what is like if for example army was used in some place like that, so by reading the context only you will be understanding that. So give some importance. So I am making it easy for you to read. This is not the eternal and the finished task. Okay, we are doing here like for 80%, but 20% you have to read in between the lines also, then the whole part will be done. Okay, so that is the thing. Just 15 minutes, we will complete this civil disobedience movement. So, from civil disobedience movement now, till now, for everything, we had a reason behind. So, for Swadeshi movement, partition was the reason. For non-cooperation movement, Khilafat issue and Gandhi's strategy, all these things are there. Now, coming to the civil disobedience movement, we have so many reasons. Everything is a reason. What has happened from 1800 till British came, everything is a reason now. So here particular reasons would not be there. So different events would be coming up. So that we have to learn as they are and then highlight them and remember accordingly. So actually to give a brief understanding, so civil disobedience movement. So we are in our national movement 4 important events. One we have completed, Swadeshi movement, non-cooperation movement is done. So the third one is civil disobedience movement, fourth is Quit India movement. Okay, now we are at the civil disobedience movement. Okay, so here the like nothing much. Only thing is that Gandhi now again he was released from jail and also a new freedom. Actually, these people have crushed the revolution like anything. Na, they hanged lot of the martyrs, revolutionaries. So that method is also not working, and then everything. So that is the reason we have to launch a movement which is aimed at like freedom. Okay, at this point of time only you have to know that something like Irwin Declaration is there. So Irwin Declaration, for the first time they have accepted the dominion status. Okay, dominion status. So when dominion status was accepted, Indians replied that what is like no need of Swaraj, no need of dominion status, nothing is needed. Now just only independence is required. So this in Lahore session, which was headed by Nehru, we were discussing now. So at that time, so we resolved that no, this Irwin's declaration is not needed. We will, we want Purna Swaraj, full independence only. Okay. So now, what happened is that actually Gandhi, how it all started is that Gandhi had sent some 11 points request to the then Viceroy Irwin. Okay, so he has sent some what to say 11 points asking for these things, and this Irwin has not accepted many of them. As a result, civil disobedience movement got started. Okay, and then it got spreaded in many forms, so which we will see here. Okay, so that's it, nothing much, but here just be ready to take almost some 20 to 25 facts. That's it. Only that civil disobedience movement will be done. So you need not worry about the whole story surrounded by it, because the many events will be coming and going here. So just in this time period what is happening you have to remember. Okay, right. So first is run up to the civil disobedience movement. There is Calcutta session of Congress. It is not much needed, just go through it. Political activity during 1929, that also is not needed, because everything is mentioned previously only. The third subheading you have to remember, Irwin's declaration. Okay, so simply what is Irwin's declaration is right there only, na, to grant dominion status to India. In the second or third second paragraph, last line it is there, attainment of dominion status. Okay, that is dominion status. And in that Irwin declaration last line, Lord Irwin also promised roundtable conference after the Simon Commission submitted its report. Underlined? Right. So two things, Irwin's declaration, dominion status and roundtable conference. So Irwin's declaration, dominion status plus roundtable conference promised. Okay, next Delhi Manifesto. If you read all that lines, only one fact will come out. That is that all the parties of India has gathered whether to decide whether to attend the roundtable conference or not. Right there only, na, Delhi Manifesto. Manifesto, round to attend roundtable conference or no. Right there only, or else you will have to read all the lines again if you don't write. So how I remembered is like round table conference, table and manifesto menu. So we have a menu on table, manifesto round table, right? Hmm. Okay. Next, Lahore Congress session and Purna Swaraj. So that's it. Jawaharlal Nehru, Purna Swaraj resolution in Lahore. So these three things you have to. Okay. So you have to clearly know the what are the outcomes of Lahore session. Okay. So in your books it is written the following decisions were taken at Lahore. First is round table conference be boycotted. Second, complete independence is goal. Congress working committee was authorized to launch CDM. Okay. January 26th shall be first Independence Day. I think in the old book, na, this much clearly it is not given, I guess. So just you can add. So the outcomes of Lahore session, which was headed by Nehru, are four. First is roundtable conference be boycotted, full independence, CDM, and January 26 shall be. So you know, na, that is the reason we are celebrating the Republic Day on Jan 26 instead of November 26. Right. Uh, there itself you have now at the midnight on the banks of river Ravi, the newly adopted tricolor flag was hoisted by Jawaharlal Nehru amidst the slogans of Inqilab Zindabad. So just you have to remember this river also, Ravi river. So on the banks of river Ravi, for the first time after passing the full independence or Purna Swaraj resolution, the tricolor flag was hoisted by Nehru. Right. Okay, now we will see lot of new things. First, January 26, 1930, Independence Pledge was there, na? Independence Pledge. Here, what you need to remember is that see, Independence Pledge is what is inside pledge you need not remember, but Independence Pledge took place during CDM. This is important. So independence is in 1929. So the same you can remember. 1930. So the independence pledge took place on January 36, 1930. 1929, Purna Swaraj resolution is done, and on 1930, this all India level independence pledge was taken place. This is famously called pledge movement. Okay. Next, civil disobedience movement में they like how it all started. I told na Gandhi's 11 demands. So need not remember. So these all these things are not needed. Okay. So in the CDM movement only, Gandhi, see everyone is doing their own activity. Nehru was hoisting the flag and he is involved in this independence pledge. And Gandhi is in Gujarat doing this Dandi March. Okay. So Dandi March date is also very important. March 12 to April 6th. Okay. From Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. So both are in Gujarat only. So just remember the date and from both places, Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. So what all happened in that you need not remember. Okay. So liquor that this all are not needed. Okay. Now spread of salt law disobedience. Okay. So Nehru's Purna Swaraj resolution was spread to India through pledge movement, and this Gandhi's Dandi March, Salt Satyagraha is also spread to other places also. So you should see this. Spread of salt law disobedience. In that Satyagraha at different places is the heading. You can see in the second paragraph, Tamil Nadu, C.. Okay. Actually, in the spread of salt law satyagraha, you can see there uh, in fourth or fifth line, Darshana Salt Works on the west coast. Okay, Darshana Salt Works. In the old books, it is given. It was led by Sarojini Naidu. In new books, it is not there. You can write Darshana Salt Works on west coast. That is by, okay. Okay, now at different places, let us see. First is Tamil Nadu, C. Rajgopalachari. Okay, so who was the leader during non-cooperation movement working in this East Coast Swadeshi Steam Navigation Company? Nice. So this time it is Rajgopalachari. So in different movements, different leaders. Okay, so let us see one by one region. In Malabar, Kelappan. Okay, so Kelappan famed for his Vaikom Satyagraha. So we have seen Vaikom Satyagraha is by Keshavan. Keshavan. Okay, so that he was a leader. Now this Kelappan is another guy associated with Vaikom Satyagraha. Okay, I told the code if you remember. Actually in Telugu, Vaikuntam Keshava Shavam. If you are died, you go to Vaikuntam. I have told. Okay, right. It is in Telugu, na, that's why you could not connect at that time. Okay. Andhra region, Sibirams are there. You can underline the Sibirams. Not so much required. In Odisha, Gopal Bandhu Chaudhary. So Odisha mein this Bandhu kind of person you have seen one. Huh? Which Jagat Bandhu Vidyadhar. So which rebellion? Paika rebellion. So ex-military guys, right? Good. So Bandhu Bandhu you can correlate in Odisha again, right? In Assam, now there is something called Cunningham circular. If you see in fourth or fifth lines, Cunningham circular. So Cunningham circular is nothing but it is a circular which told all the parents that ki don't send your children outside for protest. If you send them, we will arrest them and their career would be gone. So this kind of thing. But then no one was listening to it. So this Cunningham circular was in Assam. Just remember that. Bengal, J.M. Gupta and Subhash Chandra Bose. They were there. In Bihar, you can see Ambika Kant Sinha, although I think not needed. That is not needed. But after few lines, Peshawar is there, na? Peshawar. So Peshawar, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. So Badshah Khan, Frontier Gandhi are his titles. So he had a brigadier group which are called Khudai Khatmatgars or Red Shirts. Okay. So you have to know the context actually. So when this Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan was activist civil disobedience movement. So after reading all the book, remembering that is, good thing. So his monthly magazine Pakhtun is there. Pakhtun is a region na, in Afghanistan now also. Hmm. Huh? Pashtun. Okay. Okay. So red shirts, Kudai Kadmatgars, all these you can see. That's it. Okay. Sholapur, you can, nothing is there. Darshana Sarojini Naidu is there, you can see. Darshana, we have seen now. Okay. Darshana Sarojini Naidu, Maharashtra not needed, United Province not needed. Later one is very much needed. In Manipur and Nagaland, na, there is this 13-year-old girl, Rani Gaidinlu. So you can see for the first time, the very northeast part region, say one nationalist leader, that too a woman has come. The hard thing is that at 13 years of age, when is this? 1930, she was jailed, and she was brought out of jail after India became independent. For how many years? 17 years. She was in jail from 13 years. So she was also a revolutionary. So this is very important to remember. So unsung heroes. And her cousin Hypo Jedong, that is now given in old books, it is not there. So it is in the state of Manipur. Okay. So this Rani Gaidinliu, also you have to remember two things. So firstly, she is active in the civil disobedience movement, and secondly, she was a revolutionary. So for violent, she is known for violent activities against the British and jailed for a long period. So Nehru came to know this thing, and then he got released only after independence. Okay, na? Right. Next, extent of mass participation. See, everyone will be participating, not needed. Government response, efforts for truce, not needed. Just ignore that. And go through it for understanding, but nothing much concrete can be there. Okay, this is bound to be done, you will feel so. Okay, Gandhi-Irwin Pact is there, right? Next. Okay. See, for the sake of academics, you can learn that Gandhi-Irwin Pact, okay, 11 demands are there. Some of them are accepted, some of them are not accepted. For example, after Gandhi and Irwin had a pact, Indians agreed to attend the Round Table Conference. And on the same way, Irwin, agreed to reduce the salt taxes. These kind of things are there. But I don't know what happened in examination in 2023 only, 3 or 22. They gave this question in UPSC Prelims examination, and then in the final key after 1 year, when we see the answer, it was deleted. So actually, there is no clarity on what terms they are agreed in the research books. Okay, so that is why this question is deleted, and that year the exam was conducted with 99 questions only. Okay, so this is something there. Just if for your knowledge sake you read, or else I don't think is needed at this point of time when exam is very near. Na? Not needed. Just take it off. So evaluation of CDM not required. You can see all the things. Now we are moving to Karachi Congress session. Okay, Karachi Congress session. So first line only, why Karachi Congress session is to endorse the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Okay, Gandhi-Irwin Pact, Karachi session. First line only it is there. So actually here na, in Karachi session, Karachi is in Pakistan. So now Gandhi was going from Gujarat. He has to cross Punjab na. So just before this Karachi session only, see Karachi session on March only, and on March 23rd, this hanging is going to happen. So 6 days before the hanging, Gandhi was going through Punjab, and everywhere he was shown black flags actually, because the people in Punjab were criticizing Gandhi for not doing enough to stall the hanging of these three people, BRS, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev. So these three people were about to be hanged in 6 days, and these people are going to Karachi session to endorse the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. So this was not like hang before the session they were hanged, executed. Yeah. So they were hanged. So for not doing enough, Gandhi couldn't do. So actually, the thing is that this guy Saunders was having a high stature person, and then see this Gandhi Irwin Pact mein he told one thing, that anything we will accept, but then this is regarding law and order, and then killing, it's a murder, right? So it can't be pardoned. So Gandhi tried actually, but then he couldn't succeed in getting this hanged hanging stayed. Okay, so this is the situation you have to remember. When Gandhi was traveling to the Karachi session to endorse the Gandhi-Irvin Pact, people were angry for not doing enough to stop this execution, right? Hmm. Right. So now, what happened in the Karachi session? Okay. So first thing, Congress admired the bravery of martyrs. Okay, not needed. Gandhi-Irvin Pact endorsed. First one. Second, fundamental rights. Very important. Fundamental rights. See, in the new book, unnecessarily it was dragged to 3-4 pages. Not required. The only thing is you have to remember in this Karachi session is Irwin Pact was endorsed and something was done on fundamental rights and something was done on economic development of India. That's it. 3 words only. Inside, if you see also nothing concrete you will get, but once at least complete. Only these 3 things were there. Pact. So you can have some code also. Like I had like PDF, no? PEF, I had it. So in Karachi session, pact, economy and fundamental rights. Okay. So this flag one, Pingali Venkaya, this is also is added in the new edition only. Not needed. So just two things we are going to see now. Round Table Conference and Gandhi's Harijan campaign. Okay, so as part of Gandhi-Irwin Pact, India has agreed to go to the round table. See, now you have to know that in the year 1930-31, so 3 roundtable conferences happened. The first one happened without what to say, Congress. Yeah, so Congress didn't go. So that's why there is no importance. Second, India went and Congress went and Congress was represented by sole person Gandhi. So he was associated by some other 2 people we will see. So Gandhi was assigned the responsibility to go to roundtable conference. Now after going to roundtable conference, what happened is that 2 things happened. Here at that point of time, so Churchill was replaced by Ramsay MacDonald. So actually Ramsay MacDonald was a somewhat prime minister. He was okay. So he was okay on having Indians and British on the same platform. But Churchill did not like it. So what is this calling them and putting, having them front of us and negotiations? These are not acceptable. This is one thing. And secondly, Indians among themselves only started quarreling. So there, Gandhi was arguing that Congress represent every community. Muslims, we represent scheduled caste and all. But then Ambedkar was there. Ambedkar was telling that no, Congress doesn't represent our scheduled caste. We have a different ideology and different agendas. Same way Muslims were also telling. So on the one side, those people, British, Churchill came up and he spoiled the roundtable conference. And on the other hand, we ourselves have spoiled by quarreling among ourselves. This way, the roundtable conference came down, and then again it was a failure. So they came back and again resumed the civil disobedience movement. Okay. Similarly, third roundtable conference happened. So that is also without Congress. Now, what will happen without Congress? Again, outcome is zero. So that's what happened in the roundtable conference. So now this here now in 1935 में you know that scheduled caste were given separate electorates. Now what happened is that already Gandhi was not liking this idea of separate electorates, and then he had quarreled with all these people in the roundtable conference. Now he was resolved that no, I am, my ideology is correct. I will show that this scheduled caste are part of Hindu fold. So what he did is that he started an all India Harijan tour. So he started going to all the Harijan areas and then he started empowering them. Like, now, he started, like, he actually some of the habits he was inculcating them, like not eating the like dead. See, now it is not there, the scheduled caste community. Previously, mostly the dead ox or cows used to be eaten by these people. So Gandhi was advocating against these kind of practices, like cleanliness was promoted, like education was promoted. He was educating the scheduled caste people in all this Harijan tour. Okay, so at that time, Harijan campaign, he started a magazine also, Harijan, lot of emphasis, because it is a kind of ideological matter. Na? He had issue with the Ambedkar, and in this he was not liking this 1935 separate electorates and all. So finally, he was successful in convincing Ambedkar for something. 1 second. Suddenly. Okay, he was successful after the tour in convincing Ambedkar that we don't want separate electorates, instead we want reservations. Okay, reservations. So what is the difference between separate electorate and reservation? Is separate electorates means only that community people will be voting, but reservation, the candidate will be from the community, but voters will be everyone can vote. At least this is some kind of better, na? Then that thing is very, like, illogical that you want only one community. If in a like, all scheduled caste people will not be at one place, right? So which means all others will be ignored now. So that this is the difference. So this we are calling Pune Pact. Okay, Pune Pact. So after this tour, Gandhi convinced Ambedkar that we should not have separate electorates and let us go for reservations in the form of Pune Pact. With that, this chapter will be ended. Okay, so let us underline. After that, we will finish it. Right, round table conference. So you can see Viceroy of Irwin, Viceroy of India, Lord Irwin. PM of British, Ramsay MacDonald. That is it. So first roundtable conference, just right beside it is a failure because no Congress participation and no outcome is there. Right there. Na? Second roundtable conference, in second roundtable conference you can see in highlighted letters, Indian Congress nominated Gandhi as its sole representative. So there are two people with him, along with Gandhi, Ramaswamy Iyengar and Madan Mohan Malviya. Ramaswamy Iyengar. So this word, actually Gandhi uses this Hey Ram a lot. So you can see these Ram bhajans, everything. Lot of devotional songs are written by Gandhi. You can see there you can use this word Rama. So, I mean, who were the people accompanying Gandhi for second roundtable conference? You can use this. Ramaswamy Iyengar and Madan Mohan Malviya. Okay. So at the end, see, if you read all the lines now, you will get only 3 points. First is MacDonald replaced by Churchill, and Hindu-Muslim fight, and within Hinduism, scheduled caste and non-scheduled caste fight. So these three things are the reasons for the failure of second RTC. Okay. Right. Third RTC also not needed. Actually, very few people. I think Ambedkar is one who has attended all the RTCs. Round Table Conference. So CDM again resumed. They came back and resumed the civil disobedience. Okay, dog. Okay. Now, so after coming 2 pages, you have this communal award and Pune Pact. Okay, so this communal award is the one which is the basis for, actually you can correlate this way. What Simon Commission has recommended separate electorates, and this Ramsay MacDonald communal award was granted, and it materialized in the 1935 Act. Okay, Simon Commission recommended, accepted by Ramsay MacDonald through communal award, and then in 1935 Act it is uh, you know accommodated. So you can see communal award, it is based on the findings of, there you can see some committees: Indian Franchise Committee and Lothian Committee accepted separate electorates for minorities including depressed classes. So you have to know that two things: communal award is by Ramsay MacDonald, and what is it related to? Separate electorates. In which year? 1932. Lothian Committee. Based on what he has given this communal award is Lothian Committee. Right. Only that is needed. See, in the new book, main provisions of the communal award is there. In old book also is it there? Kya? You need not remember anything. Just strike it off. Congress stand is opposed separate electorates. First line just underline. Not much needed. Okay. So Gandhi's response, basically he was not liking this thing. You can underline first line only. Communal award. You can see Pune Pact next. So signed by B.R. Ambedkar on behalf of depressed classes. So Pune Pact is very important, 1932, between Gandhiji and Ambedkar, which abandoned the separate electorates and accepted reservations. So impact of Pune Pact on Dalits not needed. Joint electorates not needed. See, not needed in the sense that you need to just briefly understand, okay, this is what, but nothing much what to say, out of box thing doesn't come. Okay, a very normal thing. Here, Gandhi's Harijan campaign and thoughts on caste, very important. So second paragraph you can see, while in jail, he set up All India Anti-Untouchability League. So very important, All India Anti-Untouchability League by Gandhi, 1932. And his weekly magazine, Harijan. There only see na, after his release, he shifted to the Satyagraha Ashram in Wardha, and vowed not to return to Sabarmati unless Swaraj is won. So this is very important. So he took swear in Sabarmati Ashram that I will not come to this place till we get Swaraj, and he moved to Wardha. Wardha is very important. Wardha presently, is it in Maharashtra? We'll see. Okay. Next line में starting is there, see, starting from Wardha, he conducted a Harijan tour of the country. See, 1933 to 34, whole year, 20,000 kilometers he was, walking, not walking, covering. He set up his Harijan Sevak Sangh, Harijan Sevak Sangh. So you can see that. Other than that, nothing is there. So there are one page, what are the differences between Gandhi and Ambedkar? You can go through it, that is just an ideology. That's it for today. We will have. Okay. Any doubts or okay? So we will end it now.